Welcome to 52 Weeks of Hope. So, you do get to live a life filled with joy. It's what you get to do. And you get to have a life doing what it is that you want to do more than anything else. I listened to this episode, an interview the other day. This woman was an overachiever. She'd overcome all kinds of adversity, just like everybody else, that nobody gets through life unscathed. She's in the nonprofit world. And she said she was a doer. And she was just trying to achieve, just like somebody in the financial world would be trying to make a lot of money. She was trying to save all these people and rack up how many was she saving? How many was she saving? And just how many did she save today? And that kind of numbers game, but with people instead of with money. She was comparing it. She was doing the comparison. And then she got really sick. And she was for a year and a half sick, and she couldn't write or talk. And she actually thought she was taking her last breath. And she was surrounded by people she loved. She was very, very successful. And while she was successful, she didn't feel like she deserved it. And she just felt like a fake and a fraud, and just had to do a lot of work around that. And then when she was sick and surrounded by people she loved, she realized what's really important, which is love and being surrounded by people you love. And so she didn't die. And I'm listening to this interview, and she hasn't forgotten what's important is love. And she's back at it and working, but she still remembers what's really important, and makes sure she has the time for those around her. And she's created a life where she's working, but she also has the time for her friends and her loved ones and everything else. And so I was talking to somebody yesterday who's working and killing herself, and barely has time for her friends and her loved ones. And I said, why don't you create a job that's perfect for you? And she was resistant, but I just see how unhappy she is. And you really do get to have everything you want. You can create a life beyond your wildest dreams. You are entitled to that. So how you get to do this and how you get to feel better right now is, here's some really easy things that you can do. Simple right now. Make a list of everything you're grateful for. Just write out a gratitude list. I've been doing this for years and exchanging them daily. Write down everything. The fact that you have electricity, the fact that you have a car to drive, or that you could take public transportation wherever you are, whatever it is. The fact that you could walk around the block, or that somebody can take you around the block. The fact that you're listening to this. The fact that you can breathe in and out, and that you can feel your breath go in and go out. The fact that you can call someone, that you can go and say hello to someone or ask them how they're doing. There's a myriad of things to be grateful for. Whatever you focus on grows. The fact that there's still green in the world. The fact that you can look at the clouds in the sky. The fact that you can look at the sky. The fact that the sun still comes up in the morning. There's so many things that you can find to be grateful for. So go ahead and make a list of all kinds of things that you're grateful for. That's a very quick pick me up, very easy way to feel better. Go outside. Going outside and get the sun on your face, and that vitamin D has been shown to have a kind of an effect. Fake it till you make it. There's the placebo. Tell yourself you're happy. Just do that. Put on your favorite music and just dance and sing at the top of your lungs. That has an effect right away of turning you around. Walk around the block and walk a different direction than you normally do. It's the whole thing of like brushing your teeth with the opposite hand and doing things differently. That has the same kind of an effect. Call somebody and see how they're doing. It has an effect of making you feel better when you're helping somebody else. Go to the food bank. Feed the homeless. That has the same effect as well. Taking care of somebody else always has an effect of making you feel better. Go outside barefoot and put your feet in the dirt. That's called grounding, and it just has this effect of making you feel better immediately. Put your feet in the dirt and just take some breaths. Journal. Open up just take any piece of paper and freehand write, not on a keyboard, but freehand write. They say that comes straight from your heart, and just start writing, and that will make you feel better. And you can, if you don't even know what's wrong, you can say, what will make me feel better at the top of the page, and just start writing. and you'll get your answer. Look in the mirror. Here's another one for you. Look in the mirror, right in your eyeballs, and say, I am great. I'm a great person. I get to help so many people. And just say different affirmations. If you've listened to enough episodes, I've given lots of affirmations. You can Google affirmations to make me feel better. There they are. You can say, I'm so grateful and thankful that money flows so easily and effortlessly to me. Things like that. I'm so grateful and thankful that I am healthy. I'm so grateful and thankful that I have loving and safe relationships in my life. If you need some more, you could just email me, and I'll give you a whole list. You can meditation and journaling are the two best ways to be centered and okay with who and what you are in any moment, in any situation. Absolutely. Make sure that you have some type of community around you. Find a community of like-minded people that you can surround yourself with so that you're not isolated. Texting doesn't count. In the blue zones where people live the longest and healthiest and happiest, because why do you want to live a long time if you're not healthy and happy? They have community. They actually see each other. They're not just texting. They see each other. So find people that you can be around. Go and watch the sunset with other people, not alone. Go and find other people that you can be with and that you can feel comfortable and talk to. And know that when you're first, at least for me, when I'm first with a new community, I'm like, it's hard to be vulnerable in yourself. At least it is this for me at first. I make sure I just vulnerable. I just say, I feel awkward. I don't know anyone. And somebody else will say, yeah, me too. And then you start talking and then you find your peeps. You find the same like-minded people as you just by opening up for one or two other people and if it was the wrong person, just move on to the next one. You'll find your people. You just will in that group. Every meeting has a dud week. If you go to a group, just know they all have a dud week, and maybe you hit it on a dud week. Give it a couple of times. That's just been my experience. If imposter syndrome rears its ugly head saying, who do you think you are going? These people are going to judge you or anything else. Just let it flow through you. Acknowledge it for what it is. It's fear and it's not real. It's not real. I mean, it's a feeling in that sense, but it's not true is a better word. So feel it and then let it go through you. Feel it all the way through and thank it for being there and then keep going because it's not true. You have every right to be wherever you are. Give yourself grace and keep going. I've just started. I've been sharing about it a lot. I just started a 2-year mindfulness meditation teacher training program, and we haven't met in our small cohorts yet. There's thousands, I think 2,000 people around the world in it. And there's small cohorts of maybe 6 groups of 6 that are going to be meeting. We haven't started yet, but there's our first month this past month. And anyway, and then we had a live training after we did the homework. And during the live training, they fielded questions. It seems like some people have already started doing giving lessons and things like that. And I was like, what? Are doing meditations? And I've led meditations plenty, but not the way this has been teaching. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it wrong already. And I haven't talked to anybody else of the 2,000. I'm not in touch with anybody. And so already my head's going, I'm not doing it right. What am I doing in here? I'm missing something. And it's okay. That's just my head. I've looked through, I think I've done everything, and I'll wait till my small cohort meets and I'll just see I'm aware and I just go, oh, isn't that interesting? My head is going and I could just find it interesting. And I did send an email to my little cohort saying, hey, I haven't talked to anybody. Are you guys talking to anybody? And one person answered saying, I'm still trying to catch up on all the homework. And it's made me feel better. At least I sent something out. So, it's fine. Nobody's going to judge you. One thing I've learned from doing a podcast, because when I started the podcast, I thought, what's everybody going to think of me? And I've learned nobody's thinking about me. Nobody's thinking about you. Everybody's thinking about themselves. The way you're going to feel better is by taking action. It is the one thing. Sitting and thinking about feeling better will never happen. You will not think your way into feeling better. You have to take an action. I was taught God doesn't drive parked cars. You can't sit in a corner hoping to feel better or hoping for something to happen or hoping to get that job or hoping to be in a good relationship or hoping for anything. You have to take an action. Life's in session. Life is about action. I've got this here. The 5 regrets of, I don't mean to be depressive, but the 5 regrets of the dying, the 5 biggest regrets of people who are dying. Number 1, wishing they had the courage to live a life true to themselves, not one that other people expected of them. So go out, be true to you. What is it that you really wish you were doing more than anything? When you think about what fills you with joy, what is that thing? That's what you should be doing. And if you're not sure, get on one of my confidence and clarity boost sessions. Just go to the website and sign up for a confidence and clarity boost session. It's free. Just go ahead and sign up. And I'll help you get clarity on that, because don't live a life that somebody else is expecting of you. There's only one of these, and life is in session. This is it. It's not a test run or anything else. The second regret is wishing they hadn't worked so hard. Don't kill yourself here. That's the story I talked about earlier. There's no reason to. There just isn't. That says it all. Number 3, wishing they had the courage to express their feelings. I actually found this one interesting because I didn't grow up talking about feelings. And so sometimes I still Google feelings chart and I look at all the feelings and I'm like, it's that one. Because I just didn't grow up talking about them. And so wishing that you have the courage to express your feelings, it's still the people pleaser in me. It's hard for me to actually say how I feel. And I've got a situation coming up where I want to be true to myself and tell somebody. I have 2 situations actually coming up, and I cringe even talking about this and thinking about it. But I want to be true to myself and do the right thing and walk through my fear. And I'll talk about it after I've actually expressed it. And, it's hard to walk through my fears or uncomfortable situations because I'm not used to doing it. But I do these things first thing in the day. And I'll say, this is uncomfortable for me. I didn't grow up doing this. I might not say it right because I don't have the tools, and just be patient with me. I'll use those kinds of phrases because I don't, because they're the truth for me, but I do the best I can. And my daughter's always telling me, Mom, you could have said it better. And I'll say, oh, how can I do it? I just ask. It's perfectly okay to ask. Okay. Number 4, wishing they stayed in touch with friends. I just found that to be so sad and so interesting. So call your friends, stay in touch. And if you didn't hear Marissa G. Franco's episode on how to make friends as an adult, I love that episode. I semi-stalked her to get her as a guest on 52 Weeks of Hope. I just thought she was amazing. I heard her TED Talk. She's a professor, and she wrote an amazing book on how to have friends as an adult. And okay, here's a truncated, clipped version. Be vulnerable, be authentic, and be vulnerable. I guess that isn't that surprising, but just be yourself and take a chance. And it's not as easy as an adult. You're not in the same clubs or the cliques, or maybe you're not in mom groups anymore or whatever it is. So find common interests, like I said earlier, and just take a chance. That's what it is. And number 5, regret of those who are dying is wishing they let themselves be happier. Gotta laugh. Gotta just have to. So that's why I wanted to make this episode of how to feel better now, because you need to be happy. I didn't realize that I was being wound up so tight until I listened to my associate. She's in a choir, and she gave me the link to their show the other night, and I started listening, and it made me so happy. And it wasn't until I realized how happy I was dancing around, just kind of listening and enjoying it. And I thought, I don't dance around and listen to good music in the evening nearly as much as I should. Not that anybody wants to listen to me sing, but I just really enjoyed listening to her. And I couldn't thank her enough for giving me the link. And that made me really happy. So what makes you happy? What fills you with joy? Go listen to some of your favorite music. That will make you feel better right now. Just listen to your favorite song, then belt it out. Dance like no one's watching because nobody's watching. It's the one thing I've definitely learned. Nobody is paying attention. I haven't learned a diplomatic way to say that, but nobody's watching you. I mean, your kids are if you have kids, but if they're watching you be happy and have fun, that's a good thing. To anybody who's a regular listener or you're on the website or anything else or on my email list, I probably gotten a lot of emails about your life roadmap to clarity and confidence. The workshop, it didn't happen. So I'm not sure exactly, but I think I was charging too much for it. So I've postponed it. And yeah, people didn't sign up. I really, really flattered by how many people promoted it, but I think I just charged too much. So I'm going to do it in June and the price is going to be way, way lower. And I'm just going to do one day, the same amazing speakers. And, this is all a learning process. So if there's a reason you didn't sign up, if you would let me know, that would be amazing. If you just didn't feel called to it, just whatever reason at all, if it was price, if it was the date, if it was what was being offered, that would help me out a lot. But I would love to know if there's a reason that you didn't sign up. It would just help me out. But I have a feeling I priced myself way out of the possibility of people signing up. So I am pivoting and doing that in early June. I'll firm up the date and I'll let you know when that is. So that's me. It's all a learning process here. And there you go with that. But that's what happened with the workshop. I know some people are already on the wait list for when that will happen, but I think one day will be better for a virtual workshop. I'd always gone to them for weekends, so I figured I would do a whole weekend, but I think that's too much. Do one day and it'll be recorded. And I'll just do $97 for an entire day. And like I said, the same speakers. And I think that's way more affordable. And I'm open to any feedback, by the way, on these. So there's that. So those are different ways to feel better right now. And isolation is a killer. The biggest lessons learned from doing this podcast is we need community. We need to be physically together. So find some other people, some like-minded people who light you up and fill you and tell you that is an amazing idea. I think you should do that and help you find ways to do that. You don't want to surround yourself with any naysayers. You want people that really fill you up and make you feel better about yourself and make you feel better about your ideas and are like-minded. I mean, there's certain people that you can't help being around that maybe, so you know what I mean. So you could surround yourself with a white light when you have to be around them. Just visualize a white light around you as a protective bubble almost, for lack of a better word. And if you heard Maya McGinnis, she surrounds herself with a pink bubble, which I had never heard that before, but whatever color works for you, surround yourself with a protective bubble. And when you have to be around those people, but otherwise, make sure you're around people that just light you up and build you up and make you feel better about yourself, because that's really important. And take with you the messages into your week ahead of gratitude, an open heart, and an open mind. Such great messages to take into your week ahead. I did want to talk about, I don't know if you heard Litha J's episode 138. She's amazing. I mean, first of all, she's got millions of followers on YouTube. But besides that, the reason she's amazing is she helps people always. She has millions of followers because if you watch her YouTubes, she's just helping you. Every YouTube is giving you I don't even want to use the word advice, but I can't think of a better adjective right now. She's just helping you, giving you really quick snippets of advice all the time of a way to help your day, to help you navigate life in different ways. She was in medical school and dropped out because she knew it wasn't her calling. And anyway, after she was on the episode and then we live streamed, which my husband said, who was that? You were live streaming. He had tuned in. He saw I was live streaming, tuned in. He said, she was so articulate. She's amazing. And anyway, and then she gave me all these people that I should interview for 52 Weeks of Hope. And here's why. And I mean, really time consuming emails. And that kind of effort is why she's got millions of viewers. And putting that kind of time and effort into helping other people is how you get somewhere. Being of service in your life, helping other people she gets nothing from that. She has no idea I'm talking about her right now. And I don't always talk about people and what they do or how they help me, but that takes a lot of effort. I know how long it took me just to email the people that she emailed me about. And when you put effort into helping others, it's just energetically karma, whatever you want to call it, it comes around. So helping other people is going to make you feel better. Did you ever write a letter about how great someone is? I wrote a letter. A friend of mine was applying to adopt a child, and I had to write a letter of recommendation for her. Basically, I wrote a letter of how much I loved her, how great she is, and why, of course, she should be allowed to adopt a child. To this day, and it's now been over a decade, I think. And to this day, I think about how great she is. It made me feel so good to write that letter that I'm still filled with love and joy when I think about her. Or did you ever do one of those meditations where you close your eyes and you fill yourself with love and light and certain good wishes for yourself, and then for your family, and then for your neighbor, and then for the world. And then I did this one where then you think of somebody that you see all the time who doesn't know you, and you feel this stranger, but it's somebody that you know not by name, and you send them good wishes and everything. So there's this guy at Mulberry Street Pizza that I used to walk by on the way to the bank. This is going back a few years, but I sent him all this love and light and good wishes. And to this day, I can picture him, and I just feel so good for him. And he doesn't even know me, okay? But I'd see him through the window every day when I'd walk to the bank. And anyway, things like that, when you do stuff for other people, it will make you feel good. So it's just another way you can feel good right now.